Hey everyone. So while I've been fighting with other parts, I decided to do some creative stuff, at least for the start UI. And I decided to go with an orthographic view. And well, let me just kind of show you what we do here. You can choose either of the characters again. The only problem is now when I try to create a second account, I get a false notice here. Saying things like the username's already taken, but then it will create the second account. I haven't been able to solve that at all. Um, Otherwise, yeah, all the stuff's memorizing in here, but when you select this, you can use this now. Take a look at what your character looks like. I thought that was a neat little thing. And some people were worried about it like expanding and shrinking in without being accurate to the screen size or whatever. You see, I've pretty much solved that. And then, like I said, we can look any way we want to. I just don't have like an up and down angle. Decided to make the background a little bit more interesting. A little bit more of a space type thing going on. And I created that pad so it's actually spinning. Looks a little bit like a UFO, I guess. But yeah, so then we can do the login. And then we're in the regular zone, of course, and I did add something else to the feature here. But, and that's if you select it once, you'll get that highlight. And if you try hitting again, we're not having that issue anymore. I had to remove the other UI elements because I needed to fix it. But now we got that special little highlighting going on. I need to disable this part inside here. I think I've actually managed it. That's only supposed to go on if it's the location is an ALP specific required thing. Let me go up there, make sure we've got everything actually set correctly, because sometimes even that breaks and there really is no good reason for it. Huh. Well, that might explain one problem right off the bat. It's supposed to be a toggle. But anyway, yeah. So I just decided to make things a little bit more interesting in the appearance with the UI elements. I figured this just kind of gives it a little bit more life. But like I said, I haven't been able to figure out how to fix that other bug. But of course, if we clear all, that's out. But since you've got check to remember, there you go. I think. Okay, that shouldn't have happened. Clear all. Clear all shouldn't be bringing that up. What the heck? Oh boy. This is the kind of thing that happens all the time, and it's like, what the hell are you doing? What? What? uh, so let's figure out what's going on there. Oh, that's one issue. Huh. Well, let's resolve that right now because clear all should not have any of that in there. That should be a specific assignment only for that. And that probably has its own problem too. Yup. And then we can turn this thing back on with the fader system and all that. Save it. Get back in there. But anyway, that's not the part that was given the registration and slip. It's going to do that now. Okay. Then we can close that. See? Cool. Clear information. And we can quit. Good. Look around at your character again. Get this ready. Now this is of course not going to be the character that loads on your account once you've got one created. It's on purpose. But if you do have this as the last one you looked at, it will be the last one that shows up on the screen right now. So if you quit and come back in, you won't default back to your actual player character. You'll default to the last one you were checking out. So you'll have to change. I'm trying to get to change that. And I was originally going to have them like default when they're not active, either one, but that causes a bunch of other issues. Ugh. Sorry, I've been working my butt off on this thing. Yeah. Well, too hard in some cases, but yeah, I can still move the menus around, whatever. I haven't really put anything new in there. Still got your setting options. So nothing new about that. Still got the bounce around option, or expand or shrink. And I finally got it to where it's like over the top of this part of the UI now, so we're not having that issue where it's like underneath and you can't see what's going on with it. This just runs through a cycle of preset animations, and I haven't added something like if you click on it, it goes all like do whatever. Although I might look into something like that just to make it that much more interesting, maybe. But I don't know if I should close off this area or not, or just leave it as is. But it kind of gives you an idea of what it would be like on your own screen or whatever, but at least you get to see your character in better detail now, and you're not just looking at one direction, you can actually look at it, full 360. And I figured that was just a neat little trick. So if anybody can help me figure out the registration hang up with creating a second account and it trying to say taken when it's not, the one thing to be aware of is that this isn't set up to be on a network yet, and I haven't figured out how to do that yet, and see the information there for testing all those other details. But in any case, it's a user account script and everything and whatnot. Let me double check, make sure I got this stuff back in place. I did do something else with the coin collections. I believe after you reach like 1,000 or 10 credits, it then requires it to kind of go up more, so it's every 10 credits after that, or basically 20,000 brings in another 10, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, stuff like that. Think of it, it's pennies to dollars. That's how I've got it sorted out. So the next one should be, yep, $30 in credits. And so it takes a little bit longer to get to those points. And then after this, when it reaches 100, it'll start matching that at higher number of levels. I don't know why the coins have the weird little shadows under them. That's makes it look like they're balls, but they're just single circles. So I don't know why it does that. But yeah, it's a little different, I guess, right? Now we're up to 80 credits. We're almost there for 100. And there you go. And now it's going to require like 20,000 to get the next 100 and 30,000 for the next 300 and so on. So that's how I got it set up now, folks. Basically, you get a reward matching how many coins you can pull from, like, going to different spots in the world. Woo! And then I've got this fully working again. You see, we already got novice up there, and it's already climbing back up. The one problem is that it doesn't just start full when it goes up. It wants to come down like this, and it shouldn't be. And I still don't know why it's doing that now. But again, it's like that thing I was saying before. I fix one problem and a whole bunch of other ones start up. Because we don't have that problem with the health or the hit points. But we do have this problem with energy, which is stupid. So that's something I've been trying to fix, and it keeps keeps giving me a meltdown on it. So hopefully in the next 3 or 4 days. I'll talk to you all later. Gonna go get a nap. Definitely need it. Bye.